Hello Gemini, it's Viv from Wisdom Released and welcome to your week ahead reading for Monday, June the 25th through to Sunday, the 1st of July 2018. I'm using Lo Scarabeo Tarot and I'm going to be pulling 8 cards as I did before, so the first one being the central theme for the week and then 1 card for every day of the week, so 8 in total, Monday through Sunday. Okay, so Gemini, I have shuffled already. Let me shuffle a little bit more. Let me cut the deck. Oh, okay. Central theme, Queen of Pentacles, nice. 9 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, Temperance, King of Chalices, Knave of Wands, and the Fool card. Okay then Gemini, really interesting spread for the week. The central theme is the Queen of Pentacles, and what I'm struck by this card is how she's sort of relaxing, but it feels like a forced relaxation. It doesn't. She's like, oh, okay, I'm trying to be laid back, but actually she's not. It's like she's trying to appear laid back, but actually she's not. You know, she is kind of taking in all of the abundance that there is around her. She's holding on to what's important to her. So come on, let me go. Come on, good boy. That's it, settle down. Sorry about that. Okay, so she's holding on not too tightly to the things that are important to her. So she's got that pentacle closely by her side. So things like self-confidence, self-respect, maybe what other people think of her as well. You know, she feels, maybe she feels secure in the knowledge of what other people think. It may be a relationship that she's holding close as well, but my feeling is that her body looks relaxed, but the expression on her face doesn't. And so there's a feeling of almost like a you know, that she'd be willing to jump up and sort of like firefight, you know, attend to a fire if needs be. There's a feeling that she's waiting for something to happen. She's trying to relax. But there's something, her intuition is telling her that something's off. So Monday we have the 9 of Wands, which is a day where we're kind of moving freely. There's a bit more freedom to our movement. We're not so wrapped up in things. We're nearly at the end of something. It's a 9, it's not a 10, but we're nearly there. We have created something and really put something important together, and we've used all of our resources. But again, there is I'm drawn by the expression on this figure's face that he doesn't look that comfortable. To me, there's a slightly anxious air to his demeanour, and he's just waiting for all of this to catch fire. I think he's wondering whether it's all going to spiral out of control, or whether it's going to catch fire at all, whether it's going to just sort of burn itself out and fizzle out. So there's a real sort of feeling of, well, this could go one way or the other, but I don't know. I've worked really hard to get this far. How's it going to go? It seems that on Tuesday, though, we are feeling a lot more comfortable. So the King of Cups here, he's really watching his ships coming in. The fish are leaping out of the water and jumping for joy. He's holding a cup aloft. He looks very comfortable. His robes are flowing, and there's a little crab here, sort of waving at us nicely off from over his shoulder there, and he looks pretty pleased to see the crab. So it could be that you're dealing with a water sign. It could be Piscean. It could be a Cancerian. Or indeed it could be Scorpio, because there is lots of water here. The King of Cups is a very compassionate card. You know, he's very mature as far as his emotions are concerned, and so there is a real feeling. There's sort of like, I wouldn't say a feeling of relief, but like, you know, comfort and relaxation, and a general feeling of things going well. On Wednesday, we're sort of assessing the task in hand. We know that there's work to do, and we're prepared to do it. It may be that there are things that we need to work on ourselves, or there are things that we need to work on with other people, and that we ask for their cooperation and collaboration. But this is a Pentacles card, so this is it's something in the real world. It could be something to do with work. It could be something to do with your financial situation. It could be something to do with your sense of security at home. There is something that you're working on. There's the suggestion, because these two pentacles, there's one pentacle that's been completed, there's one that's been worked on, there's another one over here that is yet to be worked on. The task isn't yet completed. The rest of it, how it's actually going to work out, is yet to be revealed. There's growth here, there's opportunity here, there's fertility here. So there's potential for things to work out really well. So that's Wednesday. Thursday is a day of action, a day of enthusiastic action. It's realizing that there's a way to go, and you may be feeling unprepared. The Knave of Wands here, she only has a cloak loosely draped over her to protect her while she is travelling this journey, while she's making this journey. She's got quite a jaunty hat on with a feather with a feather there as well. So, you know, she's feeling quite optimistic. She's feeling quite confident, and she's got things to hand that she can use to help propel her forward. So she might be feeling a little bit unprepared, but she's not going to let that put her off. Things do seem to take a bit of a turn by the end of the week, though. These energies are fluid, so it doesn't have to be exactly on the day that I say. But it feels like there's a breakup of some sort, there's an argument of some sort, there's lots of... when I was looking at this card, I'm drawn by all the lightning that there is in the background. So things coming to light before that you weren't aware of. There's a serpent that is wrapped round the handle of the sword here, and I always associate like snakes and serpents with not with underhandedness, not with sneakiness, but with transformation. So this is a card of change. In the normal tarot, these three swords represent like betrayal and disappointment and heartbreak, maybe deceit as well. But two of these swords are covered in roses, which are they're associated with love. So there may be some things being said, but in a loving way. But even so, they could be very difficult for you to hear, and it sort of causes heartbreak. It may well clear the air, though. It may be something that you needed to hear, Gemini. It may be something that you needed to say to somebody else. But you're doing it, I feel, sort of in a loving, kind and compassionate way. And you're aware that it has the potential to transform the situation. Maybe this is what what the Queen of Pentacles here was anticipating, you know, that everything on the surface appears to be fine, but there's something that she knows that needs to be tackled, and she's sort of aware of that and alert to it. The next day, Saturday, brings about an air of, okay, right, where it's like a new phase where we're setting out on, either you're setting out on a new journey together or you're setting out on a new journey by yourself. You're taking a risk, you're taking the plunge, and you are leaving the comfort of what you've previously known behind, and you are heading out into the unknown. You're taking a risk and you're going for it, but it feels like you're guided to do so. The Temperance card is very much as a major arcana card, as is the Fool, which is major arcana. This is that you're guided, that there is something in the air, that there's a rebalancing going on that is out of your control. But sorry, that's if you could hear that, that's somebody upstairs banging their door. There's a sense of things at play, things at work that are bigger than you. I say balancing because of the yin and the yang element, which is the symbol on the front of the angel's dress there. Also the black and the white, and the red. You know, I'm wondering if this has got to do with a love relationship. Perhaps it doesn't have to be. Not everything's black and white, is it? There are many colours beyond black and white in the spectrum between the two. It feels very much like, because the angel is stood in front of this big cauldron here, that there is a coming together, a creating of something new that didn't exist before. But it's guided by the universe. It's out of your control, and you are heeding your free will, so you can listen to this or not. But my feeling is that you are aware that there is something bigger than you in all of this, and you are allowing yourself to be guided by it. So there we are, Gemini. These are your messages for this week. I hope you found that of use. I hope they've resonated, and I shall be back next time with another weekly tarot reading at the beginning of July. And I hope you'll join me then. But until then, take care.